Alright guys, it's Burt from Soft Tubes and I'm here with what's apparently going to be a really short reaction, but today that reaction is for Dead by Daylight's upcoming Stranger Things add-on. So let's jump on in. Blood, good, tits, violence, and language. I'm so keen. Yeah. Oh man, that thing's gonna freak the fuck out. What the heck? What powers it gonna be? I mean, I don't know why I expected. Yeah. Nancy and Steve. Oh man. It was barely anything, but it was enough. September. When in September? Although I did notice, because I didn't know, Dead by Daylight is one of my favorite games. It's probably my favorite multiplayer game I've ever played, like just strictly multiplayer. MMOs, I don't know if it, like, I don't even know if I have a favorite MMO, to be fair. But as a multiplayer game, it's definitely freaking been my favorite for a while, and it's at least in my top, depending on what sort of criteria we're going by. But yeah, I love Dead by Daylight. I own it on PC and Xbox. And I think I have most of the DLC stuff on the Xbox. I think there's a few I'm missing. I don't think I have the, like, some of the movie monster ones. This one I will definitely be getting. But I did notice I was like, oh, I wonder if it's on Switch. So I was looking earlier and I didn't realize they'd announced that it was coming to Switch back in February. But it isn't out until like the 23rd of September. So this might line up, maybe not exactly, but it wouldn't surprise me if these are close. I haven't actually read a lot about this. I just saw this was out. I was doing laundry and I saw this. I'm like, oh my god, yes. I just finished season 3 of Stranger Things not long ago. I kind of wish in retrospect I had done reactions to the episodes. But I was kind of like, I don't know if I should. Like, I didn't do it for the rest of the Stranger Things. After I watched it, I'm like, yeah, I probably should have. I'm going to try and do that with certain shows from now on. If I do manage to get to watch His Dark Materials, that will be one of them. But, yeah, Dead by Daylight, I frigging love. And Stranger Things, second season I wasn't keen on. The third season reminded me of what I liked about Stranger Things. I don't think it's necessarily as good as season 1, but it reminded me of what I liked about season 1 a lot. And so I was so back into it. The fact this is more involved with season 1 makes sense, and it's a little interesting. But yeah, I don't know if any monsters from the other seasons would make as much sense as the Demogorgon, which is kind of still funny because it's become such the name for it that I don't know how much connection they have had with like Wizards of the Coast with D&D because of this, because Demogorgon is I don't know if it exists anywhere except D&D buff for Stranger Things. And so now to have a thing that is so just known as the Demogorgon is really interesting. It's just, yeah, it's a really odd kind of occurrence where it's not even the fans have necessarily done that, it's the show itself did it. It took on a pop culture name and applied it to something in itself, which has become part of pop culture. Which is probably my one criticism of Stranger Things in general, is it's become a bit of its own beast. And that's not necessarily bad, but I think it sort of relies a little bit too much on being that at times. And that can be a problem, but oh, sorry guys. But that's not the worst thing in the world, necessarily. But it's really cool. Like, it makes sense because we get Nancy and Steve. Fucking Steve is a character that I'm rewatching season 1 at the moment, and I remember watching it the first time going like, I don't like Steve. And now watching it, I realize like Steve actually was a pretty cool guy. Like, I actually think I should have liked him back then, but personal biases, or biases, I don't know how you pronounce it properly off the top of my head, sort of change how that is. So at the time I was like, man, I don't like him. I think Nancy should be with fucking, what's his face? The Byers guy. And he's a kid, and I'm like, Will is the Byers kid. That's weird. Fuck. What's his face? I forget his name. whatever his name is. Yeah, and I was like, why is she back with Steve? And now I'm like, man, she messed up by not being with Steve. Like, Steve's still an idiot and a dick, but he has character, and he has a pretty good, I think, character at this point. But I can see a lot of people playing as Steve. Steve is going to be the popular one, I think, out of it. The fact that there's 2 survivors is pretty crazy. They've never done that before. I think that was a smart move. And they definitely couldn't have done any of the kids, because it needs to be adults because of the content. God, why am I tired today? Here you go. I've done basically nothing today except do laundry. Freaking hell. So that's really cool. Like, this is a good pack because we get 2 survivors, new killer in the Demogorgon, and a new location. I'm really interested to see what abilities the 2, like Steve and Nancy, get as survivors, and also what abilities the Demogorgon has. Part of me assumes something will involve the Upside Down, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a form of kind of like the Freddy Krueger dream state, or like the invisibility almost. Like, I think they'll do a combination thing where it's kind of like the Demogorgon, like in my head, the way I would probably do it is the Demogorgon isn't out the entire time, that they go to the Upside Down and they can travel quickly around the map, but can only get out through certain places, maybe. So there are like points to that connect to the Upside Down. Maybe players can't get there, but the Demogorgon can use them to get around. I think that could be an interesting mechanic that I don't think they've done yet, but that's assuming a lot. There is also the flip side that it won't have... Oh, god damn it. It won't have a overtly new or exciting mechanic. There is that risk, which is a little upsetting if that would happen. But it's totally possible that, yeah, like, there'll be a mechanic there, it'll be alright, but it won't be anything amazing. Because there isn't a lot that Demogorgons do that would otherwise apply itself to really interesting new mechanics for the game. They mostly just attack people. So it's a little bit like, okay, how's that going to work? But I don't know, it could work really, really well as well. That's the other thing. Like, I'm saying, like, it could not go great, but then maybe it'll play really nicely. So it doesn't matter that the mechanics aren't necessarily fresh. It still plays really well. I'm assuming there'll be a little bit of difficulty to them, which would be nice. Like, I love playing Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger's a pretty easy killer to play as. Part of the reason I like him in a way, because I don't feel like I'm constantly at a disadvantage as a killer. I'm not good at being a killer to begin with. I will definitely want to play as a Demogorgon. I'm definitely buying this pack, and I'm definitely playing as both survivors. This is actually the first time where I'm like, oh, new survivors I'm actually interested in. Partly because I know them better than any of the ones that have come from other franchises, and any of the new original creation survivors I haven't had a particular interest in. And like, oh, they're cool, but I pretty much always fall back on Meg, because Meg has been kind of my main one, essentially, for a while, so it made sense to just stick with her because I've been building her up. I haven't played in a while, though, so I think I might play some more today. I may even do some gameplay videos in it, maybe, but at the very least, I might do a stream sometime soon. I will definitely do a stream, well, I say definitely, but hopefully we'll do a stream when this comes out. But yeah, I'm really keen. But anyway, guys, there wasn't much here, but I talked for a little bit, so thanks for watching. I'm super keen for this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. There wasn't a lot here. It was basically yeah, it's coming kind of thing. I imagine we'll get some more details in the lead up, whether officially or not, but we'll see how that goes. So I'm pretty keen for that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you're eager for this or not, if you play Dead by Daylight. And if you do, like, what's your favorite characters and killers to play as and stuff like that. But also, I will say I apologize. I've been a bit lacking in videos this last couple of weeks. I've been busy with other stuff. I've started writing a freaking novel, so that's taken up a lot of my headspace. There also hasn't been a lot of, like, there's been stuff getting released, like trailers and stuff. There hasn't been a lot that's grabbed me as being reaction worthy, or stuff that has I've managed to see and then been like, oh, that would have been good, but it's too late. But with a lot of stuff, like, unless I think I'm going to have a good reaction, I might, and the stuff I'll end up avoiding. I'll typically go to try to do stuff that I think I'll have a good reaction to, because if I'm not going to have a good reaction, there's two things that'll happen. Either I'm going to be sitting there going like, oh, okay, that's a thing. And then I won't have much to talk about anyway, because I'll be like, okay, it's a thing. Like, a bad reaction is better than no reaction, essentially. So if I think something's going to be bad, I'll still, like, do a reaction to it, because then I might have a bad reaction. And at least that's something. Whereas no reaction is just boring to watch. I wouldn't want to watch me having, like, no reaction to something. And the other side of that is also that because I would have no reaction, I might, even subconsciously, feel like I have to have a reaction and then overplay it, and then it's just fake. And I don't want to do that either. I want my reactions to be genuine as much as possible. Not entirely always possible, I will say, because there is a thing of having to be a bit more, like, if I was watching something by myself, I might have no reaction. Because I'm watching it for an audience, that I'm sort of having to make sure that I do react in a way. So there is still that little bit of, whether it's real or not, question going on there, a bit of philosophy for you. But I do try to make it as real, as genuine a reaction as I can do. So I don't want to have a case where I'm having to be like, oh, this looks so exciting. And, I mean, probably, hopefully better than that. But, obviously, that fake. So, if there's nothing really coming out, it's going to be hard. There's this and another thing I'm probably going to react to in the next couple of days. But from the look of it, there's not a lot coming out. So I'm going to start looking into other stuff to do reactions to, including watching TV shows. What I'm really annoyed about is there's a few shows I've watched recently, even though they're old. I kind of wish I'd recorded myself watching them. I do have this thing where sometimes I just like to relax. But then a lot of times with TV shows, if I'm watching a show, it's because I want to focus. So it makes sense to do it anyway. But yeah, this is kind of where things are at the moment. But yeah, because I'm trying to do writing every night also, it's throwing out my plans of how to, like, trying to fit in. Oh, I want to have a little bit of time relax at some point. But I still need to do videos and also write. But that's just kind of how things are. But yeah, anyway, guys, so that's just an explanation why things are at the moment. If you like this video, ignoring all of that explanation, hit the like button. And if you didn't like it, you can hit the dislike button. And if you're new to the channel and you didn't manage to stay here, I really should have kept the explanation of everything to after this. But okay, sorry. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, you like reactions and all that kind of stuff, and the stuff I've been talking about doing, if you're interested in that. Well, if you're interested in that stuff especially, let me know in the comments below, because then I can make a better move to do it. If I don't know if people are going to watch certain stuff, I'm less likely to record it. But if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and if you want to know when I put out stuff, which, as I said, at the moment isn't happening every day, but it is happening, make sure you hit that bell, essentially, and yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Damn.
This was not my doing. This was his.
Dick.
I've released your friend from a terrible burden.
Oh, Rachel. You'll see. They'll all see.
Okay, that